It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. It's the 25th day of August in the year of our Lord Steve the Cat 2023. It is cloudy and foggy and drizzly here at Site B, and I am your humble guide to all the tabletop role-playing game news, weather, general internet nonsense, and there's something in my eye. The OGGM, your favorite uneducated, inexperienced clown idiot. It's Friday, and on Friday we check up in the latest news from the OGL disaster of January, specifically, hey PAIZO, any new news on the ORC? Let's see what has changed on PAIZO.com's community blog since last week. They have released the previews for your adventure paths for the remainder of the year for both Starfinder and Pathfinder, and apparently it involves some Starfinder scenario 6 through 0.06 is called Tomorrow's Seeker. It's a 1st through 4th level adventure where you get to go and do Starfinder stuff. Then we have the Starfinder bounty number 9 called Burning Ambitions. That's a short one-shot for Starfinder. For Pathfinder, we have something called Pathfinder Society Intro Year of Unfettered Exploration. It's a 1st through 4th level starter adventure for people just getting into the society, and apparently features this little kobold wizard and a shark dog. Well, shark dog wins. I mean, it's not as, I don't know, man. Now I'm confused. Shark dog or tentacle cow? I think tentacle cow wins because shark dog already exists. There's a cartoon called Shark Dog. We've got a Pathfinder scenario called The Second Confirmation and a Pathfinder scenario called United in Purpose. These are all part of the intro things. It looks like they're trying to get people interested in the Pathfinder Society again by sending out these intro adventures to reinvigorate the Pathfinder scene in stores, compete with whatever Wizards of the Coast is doing. Then for regular Pathfinder Society, we have the Blackwood Lotus adventure number 502. And it looks like this is pretty much the wind up for Q2 and whatever else they might have for Q3. And where did it just go? One way. I do not like this page. It is slow and chunky and hard to navigate. Much like PAIZO. And your mom. We've got the Pathfinder Infinite review for July. Pathfinder Infinite is, I think, their take on DM's Guild, right? That's where they just post stuff by third parties. I'd open it up, but then I'm afraid we'd have the same problem. Yep. Abomination Vault's GM's Guide, Ages of... Yeah, this is their... Pathfinder Infinite is their take on the GM's Guild, though. People have told me it's slightly better in the amount of free stuff you can get on this one. So these are all new things available on that, including something called Cooking Unleashed. So apparently there is a adventure about cooking in Pathfinder, because apparently that's still something people think players actually want. And maybe for a one-shot, for like a holiday silly game, a cooking-themed adventure might work. Okay, I'm not 100% against it. I'm just 100% against the thought that that's the entire campaign people want to play, especially in D20 Pulp Fiction type games like D&D and Pathfinder. There are games, and I assume there will be more games built around the whole comfy role-playing, cooking, Starbucks mentality. You know, and that's fine if that's what you want to play. But I don't, come to D&D or Pathfinder and then go, I want to spend my entire adventure cooking. I'd be like, well, okay, let's run a game that's built around that mechanic, as opposed to running a game that's built around dungeon crawling. More adventures. They've got something coming up called Queer Finder. So the Queer Finder Society is, I guess, a group of creators for Pathfinder who all identify as queer creators and allies and focused on queer characters. And they have Queer Finder issue number 2. We've got a naval warfare source book coming out. That could be fun. That's always a hard thing to hear. Space combat and water combat, even the best of systems, are still difficult, to play out, because when dealing with space or water, you have to think 3 dimensions. You don't just think just normally forward, back, left, right. You also have to think above you and below you, and develop a combat system that embraces the 3-dimensional thinking that would be required to fight underwater or in space. And I'm sure there's systems out there that have gotten close, but I don't know if it's anything we'll ever really be able to 100% capture the excitement of, because that's, normally our brains don't think that way. Apparently we've got an adventure about selling your soul. That'll go over well. We've got a new thing where you can become masters of the Infinite site, which is, I guess, the higher ranked people who have made adventures for the Infinity site. We've got some ports on the playtest for the Starfinder 2nd edition. And you can also here's an article about reviewing some of the authors of the people. Yeah. And this is where we last checked off last week. So since last week, we've had some interviews, some information on the playtest, some new stuff put on their version of the GM's Guild, Pathfinder Infinite, and a preview of organized play. Noticeably missing any news regarding the ORC. No news whatsoever regarding the ORC. The one thing we actually want to get from you, PAIZO, it is what's going on with the ORC and when can people start using it. So since PAIZO hasn't posted, I jumped the line. I went to the website of the Library of Congress, Office of Copyright, to see where the ORC stands. It can take up to 9 months for a copyright to be finalized by the Department of Congress, which I didn't know, because when I filed my copyright, it took like 2 weeks. You go online, download the form, fill out the form, mail in the form with the $40 check. 2 weeks later, I got the thing in the mail going, congratulations, your copyright. But now I guess it gets 3 to 9 months. You would think with all the advances with computers and digital and everything, it'd be the opposite and it'd be even faster. All PAIZO would have to do is digitally send it with the digitally amount of money that they would needed to file that kind of type of copyright. And then 48 hours later, congratulations. But nope, 3 to 9 months. So I guess this one's not in their ball. They've done everything they can do. So now it's up to the Library of Congress and the poor underworked squirrels. Maybe this guy is the guy who works at the Library of Congress, the shark dog. And that's why it's taking so long. Poor little shark dog is just sitting there going. So yeah, we still might have a while to wait before we have the final news on the ORC and when or if we can using it on our creations. So for now, well, technically you can still use the OGL. It's not like it's gone away. It's still out there. And of course, there is the theory that you never really needed it in the first place. It was just sort of like a security blanket. We didn't really need the OGL anyways. But it sure made life a lot easier for creators to sort of have a signpost for which to guide their journeys across. Wow, that was a good sentence I strung together there. Normally, I'm not that awake this morning. That's it for PAIZO news. If you have any insight on what's going on with our friends at PAIZO, let me know. If you no longer care and never want to hear me do this again, let me know. Tune in next Friday where we will talk more about whatever's going on in PAIZO. Till then, have a great day. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. ORC.